Morning park runners, it's early morning and we're going up to the northeast to do Cotsford Fields park run this morning, so looks like they should be okay, maybe rain, but the wind doesn't get there till 10-11 o'clock, so should be able to hopefully get the park run done and be off back home and home before the winds hit. So I'll set off now and catch up for the last mile of the journey. Just there on the left is where the park run is. This is where the start and finish are of the park run. There's nobody here yet. I'm a little bit early this morning. As you can see, it's undulating. There's some path, I presume there's grass as well, and views of the sea as we get over that side of the hill. So I'm just stood with Alan, and Alan today is doing his 500th,
yeah,
and 100th volunteer.
Yeah, I've just done the 100th. I did the pre-course event check.
Oh right, today. Very good.
Called, yes.
Excellent. So I think we're all glad today is on, because obviously not only is it your 500th, but with the weather forecast, yes, there was a chance of Parkrun not being on at all. So when did you start Parkrun? What year?
Well, apparently it's about 2010.
Wow.
So I'm told.
That's amazing.
Hard to remember. Yes, I used to do it at Sunderland to start with.
Right, yes, because this had not been started at that point, had it? No. So.
And then Durham.
All right, so. Yes, and I understand today we do the course in reverse.
That's correct.
Celebration. I didn't know Parkrun even allowed people to do them in reverse, but you know, it doesn't matter, does it? I suppose
it's slightly more hilly and it's difficult to understand, but it starts off uphill.
That's fine. Yeah, just follow someone is my rule. It doesn't really matter, does it? So so congratulations today, and I'll see if I can catch up with you and just film you at the finish.
I'm sure
as well.
you'll catch up with me.
Nice to have met you. Yeah.
You too, Andrew. Thanks very much. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Volunteers here this morning already. Some have set off around the course to put signs out. If you want to volunteer, Cotsford Fields at parkrun.com, or opt in on your Parkrun profile, or if you're here every week you can let them know you're available. Things like course event day check, which is what Alan has done. He's running his 500th today and his 100th volunteer. Everyone walking just down to the start. Today the start is just down here by the flag that you can see, and we're going in an anti-clockwise direction, and we will finish as we come down the hill just there. Sorry.
Not going to miss me with the storm, are we? Looking good. Oh, another one.
More or less every other time.
I'm going to do the special announcements first, okay? Otherwise I'll forget things. So we've got 3 milestones going on today, so we'll deal with Clive first. So Clive. Wandering around the course, so thank you for coming all this time, Clive. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And also we've got a really special milestone today. We've got Alan Smith. Yes, you're right. So today is Alan's 500th parkrun. But lately, half at Durham, but then he's become a well-loved part of our volunteer team. He comes practically every week and he volunteers and runs the course at the same, not at the same time, but you know, he does both jobs together. So, you know, he's a really important part of our team, and I'm so proud that you're able to celebrate your 500th with us today here, Alan. Volunteers, so he's managed to work it out, so he's doing his 500th parkrun and his 100th volunteer both on the same day. And in honour of this, we're running the course in reverse, and we only keep this reverse route for special occasions like birthdays, Parkrun's birthday, but I think this deserves to be part of that. So, it's not over yet, Alan. So I can see a whole bunch of Elford Striders in our course here, which is Alan's primary club. But I've been asked to give you this, Alan. This is your award as the male veteran 70 winner of the Grand Prix for the Elford Striders 23-24.
Wrong with it now.
I think we all agree that, I mean, whether you're male, female, whatever your gender, this is how we want to be when we are approaching our
Word that correctly there.
And as long as have you as a parkrun.
You're on the BBC News.
Thank you.
Well done, Alan.
Let's get this underway.
Just about to start. There's a tiny little bit of rain, and today we're running the course in reverse. But they do this when it's a celebration, a birthday or a milestone for Parkrun. The locals said they think it's tougher in reverse, but I've never run it the other way, so I don't know. Flat start, nice slow steady start. I haven't done a warm-up even today, so I just need to take extra care when setting off. Fairly narrow path. You can sort of just get past people at certain points, and we're heading to the coast, so today we're doing it in an anti-clockwise direction. and it's still flat along here. Maybe the slightest bit of rise, that's all, but not much. Just going to have a nice steady jog today. Although I say that and sometimes I end up pushing or getting out of breath. See the sea now, and it's not too breezy. To say there's a storm this weekend, it's not really got to this part of the coast yet, and neither has the heavy rain. It was forecast to be quite heavy rain at 9 o'clock, but there's a tiniest bit of drizzle, but nothing much. So we're starting to rise up a little bit now on this point. Should we get onto the cliff path? Quick look round at the coast. A fair few waves on the sea today because of the breeze. Still rising up a little bit as well. It's a 2-lap course, or not quite 2 laps where we started. We finished maybe 50 metres before we get to the start point after 2 laps. This bit run is just, if I recall, fairly flat along here. We're not quite at the highest point. I don't think there is one slight little more bit of rise. And I think it was more the locals were saying it just seems a long, slow rise up here. Quite close to the edge here as well. We're just going up again a little bit just here. It's not far now, and then we're at the highest point. Still going up, last little bit coming up just here. And this is the highest point on the lap now. And again, I can't quite get past this guy. It's like the path's not quite wide enough and I don't want to sort of lose my footing, but just taking the opportunity where I could. So we're going downhill now, just letting my legs go. Pace just picks up there. That was downhill and it's flat, and then we're going to be going down again soon, I can see. Absolutely love the view here. So heading down again now. Had a nice steady start. Feels really easy this at this point in time. There's not too much of a breeze on this first lap, and there's not really any rain now. It seems like it's stopped almost. Still going downhill here. It's only a gentle fall in the path. So we're probably at the furthest point away now, and we're going to start turning around and heading back Or there is a little loop in a field we go around. Going back downhill again just here. This path's nice and firm as well to run on. No puddles today, even though there has been rain. Quick look behind to see where the guy is that I passed is not too far behind me there. I've got road shoes on today and they're fine on this part of the path. I was told there is some mud on the course at some point, but I'm not quite sure where that is. I think when we turn right here we go into a field, so maybe that's where it is. This bit's flat just here as well, having come down the hill. So yeah, right turn. Marshal's telling me to be careful of the mud. Yeah, you can see the mud. If you run on the mud, it's actually quite slippy there, so I'm just trying to run on the grass at the side. Now we're going a slight rise uphill again just here. It's not steep. This is the highest point in this little field that we go around just here. Yeah, just going around to the left. This is fairly flat now, just here. Hard work running on this in road shoes. It is slippy, especially where there's mud. Trying to run just to the left or the right of the path, or not really a path, but where people have run. Just trying to keep off the little narrow muddy section. Going around to the left now here. Then I think when we go down here it's not too far and we're back out of this field and back onto the path. It's a little bit slippy just here. Slightly downhill just here, not by much. Just a slight fall in the land. Very slippy on the narrow muddy bit. As you can probably see, I'm going from the right hand side to the left hand side, back to the right. The grass is much firmer and better to run on than the path, but I'm just trying to be careful not to go over on an ankle or anything like that. Still feel pretty good at this point. I'm still on the first lap. A bit slippy on this corner, just having to take care. You can see the path where people run. Hopefully we just get round here and we're back on the hardcore path then as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, the guy says just round here to the right, just saying watch your footing on here, it's a bit uneven and slippy and muddy. It certainly is. That's good, we're back on the path now and we're slight rise uphill here, not much. Just about at the highest point on this bit of the path just here again. It's flattening out now. It shouldn't be too far and that should be one lap done. Just trying to get around these dogs. Don't want to trip myself over anywhere. Yeah, so this bit's flat now. You can just about see the flag at the finish area. So once we get along here, we'll start to go downhill back to where the start was. definitely see the flag now for the finish area. So that's the last bit's been flat. We're starting to go downhill. Still feel really good here, not too bad at all. Just taking a bit easy today. As you can see, this is a finish funnel on the left. Just going to have to be careful on the next lap because we're going to have to go off the nice tarmac path onto the slippy grass.
Thank you.
That's the finish, one more lap to do. So we're still going downhill here, not steep downhill, just gentle. And we're getting to almost where the start was. As I was saying, it's 2 laps, but not quite 2 laps. Quick look back there to see how far the guy's behind me. He's not too far behind at all. This is where we came into the field, and this is where the start was, just along here, about just here. So we're well on the second lap now. This is the downhill bit's finished. It's now on flat, so maybe the slightest rise here until we get to the coast. Feel the wind a bit more now coming from the left. The wind seems to have picked up a little bit since we started the park run. So again, it's fairly flat, just the slightest rise to it. Once we get to this corner up ahead and turn left, then it's a long, gentle uphill section. Rain's picked up a little bit more now. I'm not sure the cameras don't really pick rain up very much. I can feel the breeze blowing a bit more. When the breeze is behind you, you don't really notice it, but when it's from the side or you run into it, you can definitely tell. So again, we're on the little, starting to go up now, and then going left along the side of the coast, straight into the wind now. This is hard work along here. But to say I was taking it easy, I now feel really tired just having gone up a little bit of an incline, and we're still going up a little bit, and the wind's blowing. It's not even a really strong wind at this point, but it is hard work. Certainly exposed along here, the coast to the weather. Got rain blowing into my face and the wind blowing into me. So from that first lap that seemed fairly easy, all of a sudden this seems really difficult now. Well, not difficult, but really hard work running along here.
Thank you.
Well done to that marshal standing on there. So this bit's flat. We've gone up that first bit of a rise, and it goes slightly down here, I think, a little bit as well. Not by much, but just a tiny bit of rest. It's not a bad path to run on this as well. Like I say, compacted stone, almost broken up tarmac in parts. Certainly fine on this bit with road shoes. Just the wind, running into the wind is such hard work at the moment here. Already thinking I'll be glad when we get to the end of this and we turn, because then the wind should be behind us then, all the way back to the finish. And you don't notice it the same, it's not so bad. flattened out a bit now. Now this bit's starting to go down a little bit now as well. Still feel the wind. Shouldn't be hard work running downhill, but it is when you're running into the wind. Still going slightly down just here from the highest point on the coastal path. Not too far now before we turn left, then hopefully the wind will be just either to the side or behind, or from behind. Feeling really tired at this point. Once we get to this corner, I'm going to have a quick look and see how close the guy behind me is. I presume, well, I don't know, is he finding it as hard as I am along here into the wind? As you can see, because I can feel the rain in my face, I'm just trying to keep wiping the lens on the camera and hope there's no raindrops on there. As we turn left here, we're going slightly down, and then like a 90-degree left-hand corner just here. Quick look to see. I've got a bit of a gap now to the guy that was behind me. He must have found it just as hard into the wind as I did. Now we've got the wind behind us, you don't really notice it. It actually feels quite nice running in this direction. Still tired and out of breath. I think it took it out of me running along that coastal path. Right, turning to the field again. Just take care of the mud just here. It did say sometimes when it's really bad, they have a 3-lap course, I believe, that avoids running around this field. So now a few more runners have run through, it's a little bit more slippy. Imagine if there's a lot turned up here, it could get quite muddy on this. Going slightly uphill here again as well, but not steep. Just trying to keep my rhythm going now. Really hard work, really struggling for breath along here. Luckily I got a little bit of a gap to the guy behind me, so I don't feel too pressurised by him. Just trying to watch where you place your feet along here, because like I said on the first lap, the bit that's muddy where most people have walked or run is really slippery when you've got road trainers on. Should have maybe brought my trail shoes today. But it's now fairly flat along here. There's only this, once we come out of the field, there's only this slight sort of short section where there's an incline upwards, and then it's flat or downhill as you get to the finish. So that feels good knowing that. There's 2 sides of the field done, and this bit was flat, and now as we turn left here, it's just a gentle downwards section of the course. Quick look back, yeah, the guy's far enough behind me. I don't think I need to worry about him. I don't think he's going to catch me up unless he's got some great finish on him. Just need to be careful not to slip and go over on this field. I think if it's dry in summer, you could run on that section where everyone's gone, and it certainly would allow you to run at a better pace. Just catching the tail walker and park walker up.
Thank you.
And a quick glance just to check. Right turn. Like I said on the first lap, this bit's a bit uneven just here, and the tarmac's broken up there as we cross over and it's muddy. Keeping to the right this time, I was on the left last time. Onto the tarmac path. So we're going slightly, as we came out of the field it was slightly downhill, and now this is slightly uphill just here. Not by much at all, but once you get maybe 30-40 metres up here, it's then flat for a long section and then downhill to the finish. So that's it, we're at the top. Good look back just to make sure this guy's not picked his pace up. There's a nice gap. I think I picked my pace up a little bit now because the wind's behind me. Don't notice the rain either as much because it's coming from behind. It's not pulling in my face anymore. Just need to keep this going to the finish now. Not far left at all now. Just where you can't see the path in the distance as it starts to go downhill, that's where the finish is. Double check. It all came from a few months ago when I did a park run and got past just before the line because I didn't think anyone was behind me until it was too late. So just going down, it's a downhill finish, the grass is muddy and really slippy, so I'm going to stay on the path as long as I can. Just gone across now, yeah, nearly went over there, it's quite slippy. That's it, park run done, 23:28, that's really slow, and P5.
P5, 23.5 minutes. I think that's my slowest park run this year, but it's that wind as you run along the coastal path. Oh, it's so tough. Not only on the first lap, on the second lap there was a bit of drizzle as well, rain blowing in. It's hard work, but park run done, fifth place. Can't complain at that.
Who's got a phone? You take a photo on 5.
There you go, thank you very much for volunteering. Standing outside in this weather.
It's cold today. That's it, all
That's
done,
great.
well done.
Where's your... Oh, I loved it, yeah. Yeah, I loved it. 100th park run today, well done. Well done, park walker and tail walker. Just starting their second lap.
Done, through the funnel, through the funnel. Well done.
Well done. You're doing someone who can maybe, I don't know if you do it for work, that kind of thing, where you can.
I'm just a goth shite.
Alright.
I'm just a goth shite leader. Well done. It's difficult when you're coming down and it's the hill, isn't it? Well done, ladies.
Crossing the finish. Here comes Alan, 500th park run.
Yes, she's away with the foot. Yes, well done, Jeff. Second in the runner of the year.
Course review. The web page for this does not do this course justice. It just says 2 laps around the field. It's undulating, it's got compacted stone, and it's a tarmac pass, grass, mud, but when you get onto the cliff top the views are amazing. The sea was just fairly rough today, obviously with the storm and the winds coming in down from the north. Beautiful course to run on. Definitely one that I'm going to come back to in spring or summer. it would be even nicer then to run on this course. 2 laps as well, today in an anti-clockwise direction, because Alan was celebrating his 500th park run. Normally it would run the other way. Yeah, just a really amazing course. You wouldn't think from the description there was much to it, but views on the cliff top, stunning. But there's no coffee shop here, and there are no toilets either, so back to the car and stop somewhere on the way back home to get a drink somewhere. So thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button if you enjoy my videos. I know watch them that haven't subscribed, doesn't mean you have to watch them, it just means you get a notification, and you can turn notifications off as well. But I really appreciate it. It helps me progress the channel knowing you've got subscribers on there. So that's it till next week.